What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I am jumping straight into the world of r/TIFU. Today I messed up. We're going to look into the world where people just share their mistakes and their issues with life and what they've done wrong. Why? Because it's funny to laugh at other people. In my opinion anyway. There's currently 1.7 million comments on here. I'm sure we can find something that absolutely screams, then you just need to stop. Hopefully within the last 24 hours, enough people have shared their saddest moments of life with us that we get to have a little look. So let's jump straight in. But before we do that, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe because it just really helps us out. Today I effed up by partying too hard in $40 pirate boots. Now I'm a double toe amputee. How did that even happen? So this Halloween I decided to go all in. I had my pirate costume tailored, loaded up with every accessory imaginable, compass, locker key, pirate medallion, fake stacks of gold jewellery, even a hat with a built-in wig. Fair enough. I looked like I just stepped off the Black Pearl. The only shortcut I took was the boots. Couldn't find decent ones locally, so I ordered a pair online for about $40. They looked amazing until about 12 hours later. First off, why are you wearing them for 12 hours? I was having such a blast that I didn't notice a thing. Dancing, drinking, blah 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 blah. When I finally kicked off the boots, big toes were swollen like grapes. By the next morning, the nails had gone black and started throbbing like they were screaming for help. Fast forward a week, I clipped them short, pressed them down to relieve No, that is pressed down to relieve the pressure, got a lovely stream of fluid, and today both nails finally came off. Painless, but now my toes look like I've been in a shipwreck. Yeah, that'll do it. So yeah, the costume was worth it, the pictures were fire, but the price was two toenails. So I'm not going to share the photo, but think of these. I can't turn. Think of these just without without nails, just like little stumps with just. I mean, surely you wouldn't wear them the day of, you know what I mean? You'd wear them in casually, not just straight up the day. I think that's where she went wrong. That's the issue, not the boots. I defend the boots because that's it. If she hadn't worn them straight away, she'd be fine. I think yeah, she messed up. It's her fault. Today I messed up by forgetting I was screen sharing during a meeting and everyone saw my pop-up. I was in a morning meeting sharing my screen to go over some project notes. Everything was fine until my little productivity app decided to remind me, time to stretch, King. Oh no. In great pink letters across the top of the screen. I froze, everyone saw it. My manager started laughing so hard that she had to mute. I tried to play it off like it was some team morale thing, but no one bought it. Someone even screenshotted it for the group chat, and now it's become a full office meme. Every meeting since, at least one person greets me with "Good morning, King," or asks if I've done my stretches yet. That night, my prize, I got a tip from my co-worker that just said, "Stretch King." No context, just that. Do you know what? I think being called King, I don't see any issues with that. To walk around work, it's like, "What's up, King?" I'm like, yeah, nothing's up. But I think maybe this guy could start, playing into it. Then it'd stop. Just wear a crown. That's it. Just wear a crown. No one's going to bother him ever again. Today, I messed up by mooing on the toilet and discovering it actually works. I don't even want to know what this means. I should probably be a bit concerned, but we're going to roll with it anyway. I had a hysterectomy last week, and recovery is basically just finding out how many ways your body can betray you. Sneezing feels like you've been snapped. Coughing is a crime against humanity, and pooping, good luck. So I'm up late, Googling tips. I'm desperate. And I find this random comment where it just goes, "Moo like a cow." It relaxes your pelvic floor. I roll my eyes. But next morning on the toilet, sweating, bargaining with the universe, and thought, fine, let's moo. I did it, legit. Deep from the chest, moo. And it worked. Immediately, my body just went, ah yes, cow mode engaged. Anyway, here's where I really messed up. My husband was literally walking past the bathroom while I was mid-moo. He opened the door and just caught me. We made eye contact, I froze, he froze, and then I just started laughing. Except laughing after abdominal surgery feels like being ripped apart from the inside. So now I'm sitting on the toilet, crying, clutching my stomach, half laughing, half mooing, while my husband is just there saying like, what did I just walk into? So basically, after you've had big surgery and you need a poo, just moo. Who knew that just going woo would make you shit? Today I messed up by trying to flirt with a guy at the gym and ended up in a full-blown CPR situation. Does this mean that one of them collapsed and needed air. So this happened yesterday. I'm still cringing so hard that I may never get to go to the gym again. I recently started going to this new gym, and there's a silly cute guy who works out around the same time as me. I've been trying to find the courage to talk to him for a couple of weeks. Yesterday, it was the time. I saw him doing deadlifts and thought, okay, casual compliment, easy. So I walked by, smiled, and said, "Your lats are majestic." To be fair, who says majestic? What the fuck, majestic? What was I thinking? I don't know why I said that. I meant to say, "You're lifting a lot," or "nice form," or literally anything else. Yeah, to be honest, calling them majestic is a little bit weird. He looked confused and said, thanks. I panicked, decided to walk away and just die in the locker room. While trying to speed away embarrassment, I tripped over a medicine ball someone left in the way. My face planted the floor and I knocked the wind out of myself. I couldn't breathe for like 20 seconds. The trainer saw it happen and thought I was having a heart attack and actually started CPR. That same cute guy helped hold my legs up while I got oxygen. Pretty sure I died inside. Do you know what? You're never going to talk to that boy again. Let's be honest. Calling his lats majestic wasn't really a flirt. Falling over a medicine ball? That's majestic. That's the real majestic here. However, she did flirt. She then had some kind of weird stuff in the middle. And then he had his legs in the air. So, sounds like a win. Okay, so this was a bit of a read. So, I apologise because I just can't read or speak. So, it's just going to sound pretty bad. But I'm hoping this has got a bit of fun to it. Or we're going to laugh at this person anyway. Today I messed up by taking Viagra daily for a year. How and why is my first question. For a while now, I've been feeling flushed in the face with a ruddy complexion. My face just felt hot, prickly, and a very stuffy nose, as if I'm allergic to something. Sounds like my brother. Let's flash back to last April. In April last year, I was prescribed fluoxetine, Prozac, due to ongoing mental health situation, and it seemed to work for me. My mood was elevated, my temper suppressed, everything seemed going fine until I began a new relationship and everything seemed very good. The connection was immaculate, the vibes were good, and the petting was heavy. Okay, very interesting. However, I began to notice that things weren't biologically rising in the way they should. I initially chalked it up to being in my late 30s, and these things take some time. The problem persisted, and in July last year, I spoke to my GP, who provided me with a prescription for Sildenafil, or whatever that says, Viagra for the layman, 100 mgs of which I should take. I proceeded to take the little blue circular 100 milligram tablet every morning alongside my vitamins and normal pills of the day. Things were never... Wait. I might be wrong here, but don't you take Viagra as of when you need? Has this guy just been like bricked up? Just walking around with a flipping rod on all day, every day. I began to feel energy like I haven't since my teens, and my general motivation and drive seemed at an all-time high. Until the 3rd or 4th week. A colleague said to me, "Hey, looks like you've been in the sun too long." "Don't think so," I responded, hurrying off a consult to the mirror to see my visage was bright blotchy red. I chalked it up to sunburn or allergic reaction for nearly a year, trying different creams, lotions, and antihistamines to try and quell the redness, all while experiencing tremendous tomb scenes, that is, not to brag or anything. I finally booked in with a different GP in hopes of seeing a dermatologist to curb the red-faced woes. "You've been collecting a prescription of the Viagra every month for a year," he says upon looking at my file. "Yeah." I question. You must have a big backstock by now," the doctor says. "Are you flirting with me, doc?" I reply. "Surely you won't need them every day." Yeah, I thought so. And then it all becomes clear. They aren't daily medication. They are to be used as of when required. For those who don't know, Viagra causes one blood cell vessels to open more readily, causing more plentiful erections, but also flushing and sinus stuffness, higher heart rate, and a multitude of other symptoms which could be attributed to other things. Imagine being that guy. I don't know, like if he's having one in the morning before before his day or whatever, he's just going around with a big old stick. Surely, like, I don't know, maybe like he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm in my 30s, so this must be so good that his boners come back." But no, he just bricked up every day, daily, all day, every day. I messed up by letting my friend drink my mum's Coke. Honestly, that is probably the most blandest title I've ever seen. So hopefully we should have a surprise. So, about 10 years ago, my mum died unexpectedly. I'm not sure if this was a thing everywhere, but at the time in the US, the Coca-Cola was running a Share a Coke ad campaign. Basically, they printed a bunch of labels that said, share a Coke with person's name. Yes, we get that here too. People got really into funny labels with their name on it. Anyway, the day after she passed, I happened to come across a bottle with my mum's name on it. Her name, that wasn't that common, so I took it as one of those she was really kind of moments. I brought the bottle and stuck her in my fridge because, I don't know, that's where you put Coke. I don't like Coke, so there wasn't any risk of me accidentally drinking it. Fast forward to last weekend, that Coke bottle's been in my fridge for 10 years. Ugh. Surely just empty the bottle. Surely, you just empty the bottle and maybe just keep it somewhere. I had an old college friend who was coming to visit me for a couple of days. Since his flight got delayed, I ran to the store to pick up some stuff. He likes Coke, so one of the things I grabbed was a 6-pack of Coke, which I stick in the fridge. Since I'm not conscious thinking about my mum's weird Memorial Death Coke on a daily basis, I didn't mention to him when I tell him there's Coke in the fridge. 10 minutes later, we're in the living room together as he drinks his Coke. When we're talking, I notice my mum's name on the side of the bottle, then gasp. Then out of shock, I start laughing hysterically. It takes me about 5 minutes to explain to him what happened through my laughter. My friend comes to the realisation of why his Coke tasted so flat and understandably horrible. Surely, you're 2 sips in, you're like, yeah, this is flat. This tastes like ass. Maybe she can now finally move on. 10 years, you need to get rid of it. You've noticed it in there. Surely you just get rid of it at this point. Can't be that good for you anyway. Today I messed up by realising that to buy chocolate isn't an intimate act. My boyfriend and I occasionally laugh at silly influencers online who clearly fake their wealth and renting luxury items and claiming to fly first class around the world. This morning, while in bed, we had a conversation about how easy it would be to rent a private jet set or buy fake luxury bags, just a few Instagram shots, and start making money by selling fake courses on how to make millions. I mean, yeah, you probably could. In the midst of it, I probably said the dumbest thing that's ever come out of my mouth. There's one influencer in particular who's always flying first class to Dubai. I told my boyfriend that in this lady's case, there's probably a rich guy in Dubai who's paying for it all of this just for one night of Dubai chocolate with her. My boyfriend looked at me funny and asked me to repeat what I said. He started laughing really hard. What do you think Dubai chocolate is? He asked. A really gross sex act. I will spare you gory details, but I'm still trying to figure it out. He then showed me what Dubai chocolate really is. It's just chocolate with a few extra ingredients. Do you know what? It probably could be both. The world of Dubai and chocolate and influencers, there's a whole new board game which I don't think we want to know about. You know what? I've done some questionable things in life, but never had the urge to post them. And I don't think I ever will, because you don't want to know. But after reading these, I suddenly feel like I've got all my life together. Let's be honest, this Reddit is just a collection of people making the worst decisions possible and then showing it with the world like nothing ever happened. Anyway, I don't want to end up one of these threads, so like, comment, subscribe, and don't screw up too badly because we're going to read about you next week. But until then, I will see you next time.